Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Power Core Productions and Podcastings. And today, we're going to be continuing Konosuba, the last shinobi of the wonderful world. What if Madara Uchiha was reincarnated in Konosuba Season 1 Part 2? First and foremost, may I say, y'all did not just hit that like goal. Y'all obliterated. Y'all went Roman Reigns at WrestleMania on that like goal. Y'all went God mode on that like goal. I am truly impressed. Honestly, because this series was just something I made up in the spur of the moment. I didn't even think it would be that good for you guys to like it that much. But the fact that y'all did, that truly warms my heart. So thank y'all for showing love to the part 1 of this series. And because of that, you are getting season 1 officially of this series with an OVA. Now, when we get to the end, I'm going to hit y'all with another test. Y'all did good this first time around, so don't let me down next time. If you want season 2, make sure you watch all of season 1, be consistent as you've always been. If y'all show this much love, then I promise you season 2 is not going to be far behind, and you're going to get a movie as well. Because with this series, I got a lot of stuff we can plan out, a lot of cool things, and I can't wait to show you all. So thank you for the support. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into today's video. So as always, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Madara and Darkness both stood outside of the tavern with their swords drawn. Madara with a serious look on his face, gauging her, looking to see what she was going to do. Even if he didn't have his Sharingan, he still had his years of natural talent and experience behind him. He could tell what move she was going to make before she even made it. Darkness stood determined as well, looking for an opening and a chance to strike. With his sword outstretched, Madara waited as Darkness would charge towards him. He readied himself as it looked like she was going for a wide strike. However, a simple dodge was all that was needed. He didn't even need to parry her with his sword. In fact, he didn't need to do much at all. The girl seemed to not be able to hit him all that well. Madara ducked, dodged, and evaded with ease, as Darkness continued charging over and over again, until finally Madara had enough and with one single strike knocked her sword out of her hand, catching it in midair before pointing his toward her throat. That was impressive. You're already out of breath. No, you're... Oh God. Was that really the best you could do? I mean, I've never really been the best at this, but I'm good at taking hits. Yeah, I bet you are. Look, I don't know how to break it to you, but I'm not really looking to have anyone else join the party right now. Why not? Well, you suck. I mean, seriously. I've seen worse. Madara thinking about that time during the 4th grade ninja war when he fought against the whole army. Although then again, the way they performed, and they were actually ninja. Was this really any better or any worse? Damn, the people from his world were just pathetic. I mean, the fact that Darkness might even be comparable on their level just spoke to how much the generations had fallen. How the hell did he lose? All the same, Madara shook his head as he gave Darkness back her sword. There's nothing you can do, no point worrying about it. Look, maybe you should go back home or whatever. Go train or do something, but this isn't for you. But please, I promise, I won't slow down. I can do my best. Yeah, I'm sure. But even still, Darkness was rather persistent, and her friend had to come and tell her that she was going to have to work better with her communication skills if she wanted to join a party. The girl talking would be a thief named Chris. She had a scar on her right cheek with short white hair. Apparently, she knew Darkness and was trying to help her find a party. Of course, Madara had no idea why she'd want to join his. I mean, it wasn't like he had much to offer besides himself. Megumin, she was only good for one explosion. And Aqua, she was useless. All the same though, Chris seemed to show some potential, but unfortunately she wasn't looking to join a party. However, she did know a couple of skills if Madara was interested in learning them. Madara would ask just what skills could she have being a part of the thief class, and she would explain that she had a lot of skills in the thievery division, from things such as enemy detection and lurk to other abilities like steal. Madara would ask about enemy detection, and Chris would explain that with enemy detection, her eyes were capable of seeing one's own mana color, as well as having heightened sense and ability to detect danger from far away. Hold on, Madara would ask. Your eyes. This is a power of the eyes? Yeah, that's what enemy detection and lurk is. Show it to me. Chris would perform enemy detection in front of Madara. Madara learning the ways of the world and how to gain and acquire new skills, as well as unlocking his old ones. When Madara saw on his guild card the ability for enemy detection and for lurk to appear, he also saw a different set of writing beside it. Lurk, detection, it translates to Sharingan level 1, and Madara had the skill points to get it. He didn't waste any time, taking it immediately for himself. As he did so, Madara would activate his power. He had the One Tomoe Sharingan, which worked like his regular Sharingan, but also like enemy detection and lurk. It seems with your skill, you're able to copy any ability that's a level 5 or below, without needing to use any skill points to get it. Is that right? Madara would say. The ability to copy skills. It's just like the Sharingan. However, only up to a level 5? That's probably the reflection of having the One Tomoe Sharingan. I'm guessing that in this world, I'll have to level up to get my powers back. I won't be able to gain everything all at once. But even still, this is a better place to start with than one I've had before. I have the standard shinobi skills, on top of having my One Tomoe Sharingan back within my possession. Slowly but surely, I will get my power back. And when I do, I'll get back to my world once I'm done with this one. Madara would have a grin on his face. He was going to get back to his world. He was going to show them all. Especially Naruto. Chris was definitely impressed with Madara. She didn't know anything about the crazy red eyes, but still, he seemed to be rather powerful. All the same, Madara wondered what other skills she could teach him. And she had another one, that being Steel. Steel seemed to be pretty effective for Madara. It could definitely be useful in a pinch, so he decided to learn it. Although, Chris tried to get a little greedy, trying to wager Madara's winnings and forcing him to have to steal it back. He stole that and a bit more than he would have wanted to. Madara got the money, but the money was wrapped in a fine cloth. Feels soft, kind of frilly. What the hell is my money wrapped in? I know I had it in a knapsack. As Madara undid the bindings, holding his money in one hand, he saw what he was holding in the other. It was a pair of a girl's panties. As Chris looked towards Madara, My panties! Give me back my panties! My, Darkness would say, you are powerful and perverted. What? No, I didn't. No, I did not mean to. I'm so sorry. But then Madara stopped and thought for a minute. Wait a second. A wicked grin appeared on his face. Madara was not the type of person to let things slide. Madara was a lot of things, and petty was one of them. When they arrived back to the guild, things did not look better for Madara, as Chris told everyone what happened. He stole my panties, and then he made me pay to get them back. He told me that I had to pay what I thought they'd be worth. Aqua would say, not only are you a massive jerk and an egomaniac, but now you're a pervert as well. The pervert shinobi. That's what you should be called. What? I am not a pervert shinobi. I was just repaying one act with another. It's the way of the world. You hear me? It's the way of the world. In either case, Madara wanted this to go past him. He had finally gotten his power back. He was starting to feel it all flow through him once again. And now he was ready to take things to the next level. However, that would have to be put on pause because immediately the village would be called for an emergency. Everyone would make their way to the gate, Madara along with Aqua, Megumin, and Darkness included, as they wondered what was coming. Madara would activate his Sharingan to look off in the distance. He could see multiple little balls of light coming this way. What the? It's like a floating army of balls, Madara would say. Is this supposed to be some type of joke? I thought this was an emergency. It is, Luna would say, the head of the guild. Everyone get ready. It's harvest time. The crowd would cheer and roar in approval as they drew their swords. Madara just looking on confused. What kind of a game is this? Aqua would get herself ready as well with her net. Oh, you don't know? Well, it's harvest time. Harvest time? What exactly are we harvesting? Then finally one of the warriors would stand amongst the crowd as he yelled after looking through his telescope. They're here! The flying cabbages are here! What the? Flying cabbage? An army of flying cabbage? The warriors would all charge as they went to capture the cabbages. Everyone was informed that each head of cabbage was worth 10,000 eras. Everyone was getting into the thrill of the battle as they fought against the flying vegetables. Madara he was perplexed. He was a respected shinobi, damn it. He used to be feared. Now what was he doing? Using his power to fight cabbage. How had he fallen so much? And what was worse, Darkness. She couldn't even hit one. She was the one getting hit by the cabbage, and rather hard. But no, wait, is she getting turned on by being hit by cabbage? And Megumin, she took out a horde of the cabbage, but now was passed out from an explosion. Madara watched as everyone fought the cabbages all around them. Just what the hell? What the hell, man? Was this hell? This had to be hell. Come on. Like, he could have thought of things far worse than this, but my God, this was just humiliating. But all the same, there was no point in caring now. 10,000 for a head, right? Madara would say. Fine. I'll fight your filthy vegetables. If it pays for a warm bed and warm food, then bring it on! Madara charged in ahead of everyone else, moving like a blur, slicing apart cabbages like it was nothing. Madara putting his full-on shinobi skills for everyone to see. The way he was taking down the cabbages as they moved all around him. It was a sequence of elegance and beauty, unlike anything anyone could ever describe. Madara took down dozens upon dozens of cabbages. taking them with the finesse and ease of a warrior seasoned beyond his years. The cabbage didn't stand a chance, and when it was all said and done, Madara would sheathe his sword, and standing behind him would be a pile of cabbage. The people of the city of Axel would cheer amongst themselves as a great feast was held of meat, fruit, and roasted cabbage. Many delicacies of all over. Everyone was happy with how they had done in the hunt, and Madara, he had done pretty impressive for himself also. As he looked around, seeing everyone's smiling and happy faces, he couldn't help but feel a little nostalgic. He remembered the time in his life when things were kind of like this. The time when he was with his family, with his little brother. However, Madara's smile would quickly vanish as he looked out the window into the night sky. The boy that wanted a life like that, a life of happiness and merriment with family and close loved ones, well, that went away a long time ago. And now, the only thing that remained was a shell of its former self.
Konosuba! Konosuba!
Madara sat at the table in the tavern having a cup of tea, as he could listen to Aqua complaining to the guild's manager once again. While everyone had made a pretty good haul collecting cabbage, Aqua had the misfortune of having a lot more lettuce instead of cabbage. And apparently in this world, lettuce has a lower value than cabbage for some reason. Man, Madara would think, if only there was a world where cabbage was seen as this much value. Oh well, there can't possibly be a world like that. Although, in another dimension, another universe far, far, far away, there's a certain old man who would beg to differ on the value of cabbage. He was willing to kill a very prominent figure just for losing a basket of cabbage. But that's a story for another day. In either case, Aqua would find herself sauntering over to Madara to, well, beg for money. Madara, please. I ran up a tab with these guys and they're really dangerous and they're gonna ask for their money back if you don't help me out. Please, Madara, please. Please, I need money. You greedy little. I shouldn't have to share anything with you. You're the one who said you wanted to keep everyone's money separate in the first place. I know what I said before, but Madara, please help me out. Please, please, please. I promise I will ask for anything ever again. Please. Please. Come on, you make good money. How much did you make? I made over 2 million eras. Oh, please. 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 Madara, please. I promise I will never ask you for anything else in my entire life for as long as I live, please. Oh, really? Madara would say. You'll never ask me for anything? Madara just rolled his eyes and handed her a small coin pouch. That should be enough, right? Leave me alone. I'm trying to enjoy my tea in peace, and I don't want to have to deal with you and your drunken antics first thing in the morning. Darkness and Megumin would quickly join them, the two ready to try out their powers on yet another quest. Madara thought that maybe they could kill off some toads. That'd be easy. Besides, they already made pretty good money, so there was no rush to do anything. He was looking to get in some personal training if he was being honest. However, when they went to check the Missions Tavern Guild, there seemed to be none available. Well, except for a higher up quest that none of the girls, save for Darkness, wanted to try. Madara didn't have a problem with it, but he knew the dead weight would only slow him down. They went to Luna to ask what was up and why all of the lower tier quests were gone. Luna would explain that one of the Devil King's generals had stationed himself not too far from the village, and as such a lot of the lower tier monsters had gone into hiding. Thus, a lot of the weaker quests were gone at the moment. But when Madara heard that, his ears perked up. What? One of the Devil King's generals is here? And what the hell is everyone doing? Now's the time to go fight him! I'm sorry, Madara, but you see, not everyone here shares your enthusiasm when it comes to fighting powerful creatures. This village is home to a lot of lower tier heroes and adventurers, so we don't really see much action. Typically, if something bad does happen, we send a request to other kingdoms to send their heroes to come in. That's pathetic! Seriously! Madara would stand on the top of his table as he looked to everyone. Why are you all just standing here? Like a bunch of weak and pathetic cowards? Do you not call yourself adventurers? Do you not call yourselves heroes? Well, have some dignity, damn it! One of the Devil King's generals stands outside of your very village. And you mean to tell me that you're all just fine with that? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we don't plan on doing anything. Not against that guy. No. Imbeciles. You're all a bunch of imbeciles. Now is the time to get stronger, not weaker. Seriously, is mediocrity just accepted everywhere I go? Everywhere you go? Megumi would ask. You're not from this place? Of course not, isn't it obvious? I wouldn't want to be lumped in with the likes of you all. Hey, we're not weak. We're just not challenged, one person would say. Excuses. All you can make are excuses. If you have enough time to make excuses, then you have enough time to train, to get stronger, have some self-respect or dignity. Seriously, what is wrong with all of you? We all don't share your enthusiasm, Madara. I mean, if you want to go get killed, then be my guest. Madara would slam his hand on the table with authority. That's it. Tell me, if I brought down this general, how much would it be worth? Well, I'd say for the head of a general, at least 15 to 20 million heirs easily. Madara would look to the three girls. Darkness was the only one that looked enthusiastic about any of this. Oh, I love that wicked look in his eyes. He's gonna come up with something devious. You're right. Now's the time to show you all why I am the greatest shinobi that ever lived. Ladies, get yourselves in gear. We're gonna kill the general of the Devil King. Well, to say that it would be an uphill battle would be an understatement. After doing some scoping around, Madara found the castle where the general had taken station. The girls were staying back in the village for now. This was something Madara would have to do on his own. Reconnaissance. You know, sneaking around, not being seen, shinobi tactics, yada yada yada. You know the ins and the outs. This was something that required precision, silence, and stealth. Something that none of those three had at all, and they'd only slow him down. Madara, under the cover of night, would move through the outer perimeter of the castle, looking to see how many forces it had, how powerful were the enemies they'd have to face, and just who was his target. Looking through a window, Madara could see it as plainly as day. It was a headless knight, but he could sense the aura coming off of him. He was definitely powerful and not one to be taken lightly. Madara would use Lurk to move in and out of the castle walls, to gauge its fortified defenses, to gauge just how many they'd have to face off against, and what he had to work with. Once he arrived back to the guild, Aqua and the others would rush to his side. "You actually went to his castle?" Megumi would say. "Please," Darkness would ask, "what devious and torturous devices does he have there?" "Are you sure about this?" Aqua would say. "Of course I am. After looking at everything he has, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that I could take him in a fight." "What?" All three of them would look at him stunned. "You're joking. You could actually take him?" I think I can, at least with the skill level that I'm at right now. It's dealing with all of his other goons that'll be the issue. Right now, the main focus is figuring out how to get in there and take him out. Once we do that, everything else should follow suit. I know, Megumi would say. What if we let off one giant, huge explosion and we just burn that thing to the... Calm down, little red one. Yes, an explosion or two might be needed, but you're only good for one shot and then you have nothing left to contribute. Well, what about me? I mean, if they all want to take me, they can do whatever they want. I promise, I can hold out long enough. Yeah, I don't think you're going to last that long. They would then turn to Aqua. What? I don't want to get involved in this mess. This is all supposed to be your job. You're supposed to hurry up and defeat the Devil King so I can get back to the Heavenly Realm. So hop to it. Chop, chop. Ow, ow, ow. Aqua would yell for mercy as Madara was pinching her cheeks. Stop pinching on my cheeks. Don't you ever, and I mean ever, tell me to chop chop ever again. Do you understand? Yes, I understand, please. Just let my cheeks go. Look, I'm not going to take you all in there the way you are now. You just get crushed. That's why I'm going to train you up. I'm gonna make good warriors out of all of you. And once you're ready, we're gonna storm that castle and we're gonna kill that headless bastard. Who's with me? The girls would all yell in unison, Madara believing that maybe they could turn things around. Well, if that's what he believed, he'd be surely mistaken. The training went on for months, and well, it didn't go as well as you'd think. Megumin's explosions, they got stronger, but she was still only good for one. Darkness, well, she went from not being able to hit anything to getting one hit out of 50. So, there was that. Aqua, she just kept getting drunk. Most days, Madara just wanted to bash his head against the wall. He was starting to be driven insane. These girls, they were just the worst. They couldn't do anything. How? How had it come to this? Even with Madara's own training, there was only but so much he could do by himself. He didn't have a training partner, no one to really push him to get stronger. Even still, the progress he made was slow, but in the end he gained something out of it. After a few months, Madara figured that they were going to have to go with what they had. If they couldn't play to their strengths, then they were going to play to their weaknesses. They were going to play to the hell of their weaknesses. Madara was going to find a way. Alright, here's the plan. Madara laid out a map of the castle, showing where everything he could find was and the best way for them to hit. Most of the army are just full of undead, so... Undead? Aqua would say. Well, why didn't you say so? Just leave it to me if all they are undead. What? Come on. I'm the purity goddess, the goddess of water. I can deal with the undead no problem. I am your archpriestess after all. Wait. So you actually have something that can counter these guys? Of course I do. Alright then. I think we have our plan. Madara would go over the details to everyone, telling them what they need to do. Once they finally had everything figured out, it was time to begin their assault. Everyone wanted to do it during the day, but Madara would tell them that was foolish. A shinobi moves at night, to be silent, to cover their tracks. We have to hit them when they don't see it coming. Catch them off guard and in one fell swoop, take them all out. Madara would go over the details of the plan. He would create 2 shadow clones, each one that would direct the girls to where they were supposed to go and what they were supposed to do, while the real Madara began his ascent. The castle was filled with undead soldiers, zombies, skeleton warriors, things of that nature. They were all slow and plodding, and there really wasn't much to them. Madara able to duck behind each corner and cover, avoiding them all with ease, until eventually he found the room of the Headless Knight. As he listened closely, he could hear that a conversation was going on. It sounded like a girl, and she sounded like she was in trouble. Please, I really don't want to get involved in any of this. Come on, Belia. I already keep the barrier for the Devil King, but I really don't want to do much more than this. Oh, shut it, Wiz. Look, if you can serve our king so well, then I think you should spread the wealth. I want a top-tier barrier around this castle. I know reinforcements are probably going to try to come after me, and it won't do them any good. But please, it really is draining on my power, and I really don't want to have the... Silence! God. Save for your beauty, I can't stand the whining. Madara would sneak into the room. There was a hooded, cloaked girl that looked like she was being held hostage. And then there was the Headless Knight. Madara waited for the cue. Meanwhile, on the outside, Megumin had set the trap. She called forth a large explosion, creating a deep, crevicing ravine. Once she had done so, she collapsed, with darkness carrying her to safety, as the undead went tumbling out to see what was going on, all of them falling aimlessly into the deep, darkened bowl within the earth, where Aqua was set to launch off her attack. What the hell? The Headless Knight, known as Belia, would look out of the window to see what was happening. Who the hell launched something like that? Was there a weapons malfunction or something? Immediately, Madara would jump down from the ceiling. With his sword in hand, he cut down the two undead warriors holding the girl falling back and shuddering as Madara fixed his eyes on the Headless Knight. What the? Is this your work, boy? You could say that. You are definitely a brave one. I am Belia of the Dullahan, General of the Devil King. And just who in the hell are you? I am Madara Uchiha. Uchiha, I've never heard of you. And just why have you come here? Isn't it obvious? Madara's eyes would activate to reveal the Sharingan. I've come to take your life. I've heard that many times before. Belia drawing his long sword. You are not the first to challenge me, and I'm sure you won't be the last. But you'll be nothing but a footnote like everyone else. Remember your words, for they will be the last that you ever speak in my presence. The two sword fighters would engage with one another, Madara being able to keep pace with the undead general. As the two continued on in their fight, the cloaked girl was honestly surprised. She never thought that there was a human who could battle with Belia on this level before. And yet, the boy looked like he had experience beyond his years. He made a fool out of Belia at every turn. What the? Why can't I seem to hit him? It's just as I thought. He is powerful, but he doesn't have nearly as much experience as I do. In the end, I guess fighting Hashirama all those times truly paid off. You're out of your league, General, Madara would say. Don't be so overconfident. Madara would miss his step for one moment as Belia nearly cut off his head. Madara taking a deep breath before readying himself once again. That's the difference between you and I, mortal. You are nothing but flesh and blood. You tire, You get weak. You grow old and you die. I am something that will live forever. I do not tire. I do not grow weary. I could battle for 100 days and 100 nights and not lose a single step. Tell me, can you do the same? 100 days and 100 nights. Truly riveting. But that's the difference between you and I. You plan to last for a long time. However, I don't nearly have as much patience as you do. I prefer to handle things quick and simply. Madara would rush towards the Headless Knight as he would launch a long swing slash, seemingly cutting through Madara, cleaving him in half as his body fell to the ground. The girl would shriek in fear at the sight of the gruesome death. Huh! So much for all that bravado. In the end, you fall just like all the others. Is that right? Madara would say as he appeared behind the Dullahan. Do go on though. I think you're finally getting the hang of it. Maybe in another 100 years, you might be worthy of giving me a warm-up. What was that? He would go for another slash again on Madara, believing he had killed him. Only Madara would transform into a log. Huh? What kind of sorcery is this? I assure you, my friend, it's not sorcery. One Madara after another would all appear within the room, each one smiling maniacally, with their Sharingan glowing a crimson red, piercing back at Beldia, instilling in him a strong sense of fear. What's the matter, Beldia? You were so confident before. I'm just one man. Surely you can kill me, right? Is it too much for you? After all, you are a famed general of the Devil King. Surely one man can't produce this much of a challenge. What the? Stay back! Stay back! Are you afraid, Beldia? Beldia would swing his sword at them, all of them turning into mirages, illusions. Come on, Beldia. You can do better than that. Have you become afraid? Afraid? I fear nothing! But yet I smell the fear all upon you. Come on. Give it your best shot. Beldia would let off an aura of darkness. Fine. You want my best shot? Well, here you go. I'll be rid of you forever. He would launch a massive strike, destroying all of the after images. Once the room was clear, he would see that it was empty. The girl, Madara, they were all gone. Until finally the head would look up to the ceiling itself. Beldia being frozen in place as Madara weaved a quick series of hand signs before taking a bottle from behind him and drinking it. The contents of the bottle, it was bitter, burning, almost disgusting, worse than sake. It was a contraption made by Aqua. If it worked, then maybe the godless wasn't so useless after all. Mystic ninja art, fire style, holy flame. What Madara had drunk was a strong concoction of purity holy water, created by yours truly for all of your undead needs. It had strong content of alcohol, and as you know, alcohol and fire, if you're looking to burn things down, go hand in hand. So imagine an undead general being set ablaze with a holy flame, a flame that could not be extinguished. I should come up with a better name for this technique. Holy Amaterasu? No, I'm not giving him that much credit. I'll find something else. Beldia would scream continuously as he ran through the castle on fire, the power of the holy flame burning him and crumbling him into pieces. His armor would slowly crumble away until finally he became nothing but dust in the wind. As Madara looked outside, Aqua had flooded the large hole that was created with water, purifying all of the undead army that had stumbled into it, with Darkness carrying Megumin on her shoulders as the three girls would wave from a distance, giving the thumbs up. Madara couldn't help but smile with satisfaction. They had managed to get a victory, and this castle was full of unique stuff and treasures. Could definitely add it to their arsenal. Well, the general was defeated, and all was well. Except, there was one thing. As Madara turned, the girl that he had saved, she would step back a bit, worried for her life. It's all right, ma'am. I don't intend to harm you. Madara would hold out his hand. You're safe now. I promise. Thank you. She would reach her hand back as well. It felt a little cool to the touch, but still a hint of warmth. Are you all right? Who are you? As Madara got a chance to look at her closely, she was definitely well endowed, one could say. A body of an hourglass, more refined than that of the Sand Village. Something truly to marvel. As she took off her hood, long, beautiful brown hair that seemed to have the volume and of that of a sweet scent of honey, piercing golden eyes, the face like that of an angel, and a little cowlick that stuck up on her head. She smiled warmly as she looked at him. Thank you so much for saving me. My name is Wiz. Who are you? Madara. Madara. That's my name. Madara's face was entirely bright red. And almost to make this scene worse, he would hear familiar footsteps approaching. Madara, we did it! Madara? Aqua would say. Hey, are you okay? Your face, it looks entirely red, like you've been filled with embarrassment. What's the matter with you? Is he alright? Wiz would reach to grab Madara's face, and immediately, the young shinobi would fall over. Madara wasn't the type of person to be defeated so easily. One could say it took plot to beat him. But no, Madara, this time around, he might have met his match. For you see, the power of the Uchiha was tied close to one's own emotions. And there was one emotion in particular, one that many could say was a curse, because once an Uchiha came to know it, once an Uchiha came to have it, there was an emotion that could make or break them. For Madara, it was something he never thought he'd get to experience, something he never thought he could experience ever again. But no, like a thief in the night, Like a shinobi hiding in the darkness, that emotion had crept up behind him and grabbed his heart. And that was the emotion of love. This concludes Konosuba, the last shinobi of the wonderful world. What if Madara Uchiha was reincarnated in Konosuba? Season 1, Part 2. As always, if you enjoyed today's video and everything else that we have to offer, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that has to come out now and in the future. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video as we continue Naruto Polaris, The Fallen Star. What if Hanabi Hyuga was born first? Part 23 of the Momoshiki arc. But anyway, that's going to do it for the end of today's video. I'm Javon Harrington with PowerCore Productions and Podcastings. Signing off, and I'll see you next time.